Seriously?
Very, yeah.
Wow. Okay. So you meet Ocean, which, I mean, great name. Ocean,
Yep.
Hunt, Ocean and Hunter?
Yep.
Wow. So these,
It's like it's made up.
it is made up. Ocean and Hunter. So you guys are drinking beer, you're smoking weed.
No weed, but we do like beer. So
Okay.
we were in our, so we go to the same church, but we also had a reservoir engineering class together.
Okay.
And so that's where we really got to know each other, sitting in class, not doing homework. And then eventually he came to me and he was like, what are you going to do for work this summer? And I was like, well, I'm probably going to work at Walmart. And he's like, oh, don't do that. Because he had worked at Walmart the previous summer. And he told me he was going to start a food truck. So it was his idea at first. And it was a blank slate. And he's like, come on, I really want you to join me. And I told him no, that it was going to fail. I was
Nice.
pretty, yeah.
You told him it was going to
Good for
fail.
him
I told him that,
And
yeah.
you have
So
dropped out of school to do that.
I know. I thank him very much for the opportunity. But yeah, so eventually we got on board. It was just me and him the first year. And after class, every day we would go to his house, drink Sam Adams. We made a lot of really bad fish and chips because his father is the captain of the Northern Leader, which is a fishing boat in Alaska. They're a part of Alaskan Leader Seafoods. And so they had this family idea of wanting to start a fish and chips restaurant sooner or later. And then eventually he's like, well, I think I want to start a stand just to do it here and there around Laramie. And then eventually he watched like food truck road trip. I don't watch a lot of TV, but it was like a TV show. And then eventually he got me on board, and then we bought a food truck that was customized, with the kitchen equipment that we thought would be necessary. And then
How much did that cost?
man, for the first one,
Order of
just
magnitude.
the truck itself probably was around $50,000.
Holy cow.
Yeah. Okay. So, but after that, he's a genius when it comes to business and numbers, and I really like marketing and I like food. So we made the recipes at his house after school. Didn't do any of our homework. Failed a lot of our classes.
Grab more beer.
And then
and
we
no
started
homework.
it.
I know, it's awesome.
And then we started it May 31st, 2016 was our first day in Laramie, Wyoming. It was catastrophic. It was really bad. Our propane froze up. We had lines of people and we couldn't get food out.
Oh, no.
Luckily, the other food truck there in town, he helped us out, and we had a lot of local support. And so there was a lot of learning experience our very first month.
The failure was a learning experience.
There was a lot of failures, not just the opening. How many people we needed on the truck, whether we needed 2 people or 3 people. We had 4 people our first day. We hand cut all of our fries the first month. And that sounds really great, right? They're fresh and everything good about it. But the volume of potatoes that we would go through for our hand cut fries got so overbearing. I was staying up till 3 a.m. washing them, boiling
I
them,
can't
for
even
blanching
imagine.
them, hand cutting them all. We had our hand cutter that we bought from Shamrock, and it was too much. So we found a really good beer battered fry that we use now. So that's what a lot of these things happen. There's too many to count, but learning experiences over the course of the first year or two. And then, first year we started off with 1 truck. Second year I got my really good friend and one of my other friends I knew from college. He jumped on board, so we had 2 trucks, and we probably had 6 employees that summer. Now we have 4 trucks, 1 for every state that we're in: Wyoming, Colorado, Utah, Nebraska.
Wow.
And we employ
I know, right?
we employ around 20 people, a lot of my really close friends. So it's been really awesome. It's been a roller coaster for the past 2 years.
Okay,
for sure.
and sorry for me that I keep focusing on this, because I have this theory that too many people think that the only way to be successful is to go to college. And you are the epitome of proving my theory correct. You don't have to have a college degree to be successful.
It helps you.
Sure, but
helps
you
you a lot.
employ 20 people.
Yeah, they're all going to school, and I encourage them to go to school. It's in our society or culture today, it is very hard to be successful without a college degree. But what I think happens is people hone in on getting that piece of paper that they forget that they're learning a skill for their job that's going to employ them for years to come. So too often I think people get obsessed with getting good grades and getting that piece of paper rather than learning the information in class. I found myself doing the same thing in petroleum engineering. Every college student in America has a Chegg account where they get all of their answers, and they're too worried about getting an A on the paper rather than learning the information in class. And I found myself doing that around my junior, senior year, and I really enjoyed learning about it, but I found myself just really, really stressing out about getting the degree rather than learning about it. So it was easy for me to drop out. But yeah, you don't need to go to school to be successful. College, I should say, but you better have a good plan if you're not going to.
Yeah. 4 trucks, 4 different states, or 5?
Four, yep.
4 trucks, 4 states.
Yep.
So let's talk about the on the hook.
On the hook fish and chips.
Yeah, I think there must be a reason for on the hook, because I looked at the pictures, because Lori Lynn's eating at your truck.
Mm-hmm.
And
thank you, by the way.
Oh, you're welcome.
line caught. Wild Alaskan cod.
Yeah, so this truck, the boat, the Northern Leader, it's a state-of-the-art boat. It's I think it was around $44 million to build, but essentially it's a boat with an extremely long fishing line. You know, most fishing boats, you imagine a net where they get all the fish on board and they dump them on board. And what ends up happening with a lot of this fish that they catch with nets is they catch it, you know, they dump it all on deck, and then it dies and it sets into rigor mortis, you know, and that's really, really bad because it gets really tough. And that's the type of food, you know, the type of fish that you find in like dog food or crushed up fish sticks that you get at Walmart. It's just not really, it's horrible quality, to be frank with you.
Okay, hold that thought. Hold that thought. Because when we get back from this break, I want to go straight back to the ship in Alaska.
Yep.
All right? We're talking to Hunter Andersen, and the name of the food truck is
On the
Hook.
Yes.
I got a craving for fish and chips.
Me too.
Oh, man. Hang on. We'll be right back.
You're listening to The Michael Brown Show.
Hey, welcome back to the Let's Eat segment of the Michael Brown Show. We're talking to Hunter Andersen, who is now my new...
He's my hero.
He's my new young entrepreneur hero.
He's my hero. We have Jack and we have Hunter.
We do.
Yeah.
This is wonderful. I mean...
Makes you feel good about the next generation.
And I mean this in all seriousness. From one old fart to a young fart, okay?
I'm certainly a fart.
Yeah,
That's a good way to describe me.
There's no question about that about either one of us. But you give me renewed hope that there is this group of... Are you technically a millennial? Are you...
I don't get on the internet.
And you don't care.
I don't care.
You don't get on the internet.
I don't have time for it. I think a lot of people waste their time on social media and the internet, YouTube, Facebook. I don't do it.
Give me 5. Everybody give me 5. Give me 5. All right. Good for you. So before we went to the break...
Just real quick, with the social media comment, were you ever into social media? Or
I found myself spending way too much time on Facebook. Granted, that's how we advertise the most, is using our Facebook. I think we have around 45,000 likes, more followers.
But you're using social media.
Yeah, I'm using it as a tool. I don't have I use Ocean's Facebook to manage the Facebook page.
Yeah.
I don't
That's
use
interesting.
Facebook.
I wish more people would stay off the social media.
And Ocean does not. He does not use social media. It's just to manage the Facebook account for our truck.
Right.
Wow.
Wastes a lot of time.
It does.
But to your point, it's a good marketing tool for you.
Very good.
For the business.
Very thankful for Facebook.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go back to the ship where you're getting your fish.
Yeah, so I think where I left off was that the quality with net caught fish is not as good because they get all the fish on board, it dies, sets into rigor mortis, gets really tough. So with this boat, it has a I believe it's 42-mile long line. And
42 miles?
42 or 47, but every 42 inches, there's a hook, right?
Yeah.
And it's on a giant reel, essentially, for layman's terms.
Yeah.
And the hook is baited with squid, and they go out in the ocean, they set their line, and they make a big circle, and they start catching all of the fish individually. And there's a guy who hooks them back up on board. So what ends up happening is the fish is caught, you know, they head it, they gut it, they bleed it with nano ice, which is colder than 32 degrees, so it makes a really nice white fish, and then they flash freeze it, which is really good for the quality. A lot of people get this weird notion that frozen food isn't good food, but let me tell you, when fish isn't frozen and these boats are on sea for 30 days, that fish is exposed to a lot more dangerous bacteria and issues than fish that's flash frozen and kept in storage. That's where you get lutefisk, which is a heavily salted fish. But yeah, so the quality is unparalleled. It's unmatched because we get all of our fish from this company, Alaskan Leader Seafoods, and so that's what sets us apart from every other fish and chips restaurant. Is we just have the highest quality fish.
How did you get hooked up with the ship?
It's Ocean's father.
Oh, it's his father.
Yeah, Sean Andrew.
Okay.
He's a very talented man.
Wow. So you've got the best fish, probably of anybody
Unmatched.
in town.
Unmatched.
And the nice thing is when you go up to order your food, there's one food Yeah, one size.
menu item.
and
That's
it.
also a learning experience. We started with multiple menu items, but what we realized is, well, wait, our name is On the Hook Fish and Chips, not On the Hook Shrimp and Chips or calamari or chowder. You know, there's a place and time for more menu items, but we want to perfect one menu item so that we can make it far superior than any other product of that kind on the market. And so that's what we're working on right now. So, you know, we also realize we can go a lot faster with just one menu item because
Right.
people
Because
aren't
they're making it
putting their-
fresh right in front of you.
right in front of you, hand battered. We have 3 guys on one truck, you know, 3 people, you know, 1 person taking orders, 1 person frying fish, 1 person doing fries. And, you know, at our peak, I think we get out 1 order every 20 seconds.
Wow.
It's
when
impressive
when
to
we
watch.
go really fast. Yeah.
Very
Okay,
impressive.
so I've got it. So, which leads to the next question. I got to find the truck because I love fish and chips. So
Yeah.
I've got to come and find you. So obviously go to the Facebook page. Is that how you?
That is by far the best way to go check to see where we are. Every Sunday or Monday, we post a weekly schedule, and we put all of the locations that we're going to be in for every state that we're in. So we have a Wyoming schedule, Colorado, Nebraska, and Utah, and it's broken up by state, and it's in a little photo album because that's how we upload our schedule. So that's the best way to find where we are.
So in terms of your scheduling, let's just focus on Colorado for a second. How do you decide? Like, so on the weekend, you're deciding where you're going to go for the next week. How do you make the decision, and where is it you're most likely to be found?
It's really interesting. So that type of there's a lot of theory going behind that in our company right now. Where to go, where to park. What we've realized is, you know, parking on a main drag, making sure you're visible, making sure. I mean, you also have to be consistent on your social media wherever you're going to park.
Right,
It doesn't
you gotta be
matter
there.
if you're parked away from the main drag or on the main drag. If you never post where you're going to be, it's going to be
Right.
harder for people to find where
Right.
you are.
And if
So
you say you're going to be in block 2600 and you're block 2500, that can be a mess up too.
yeah, so I mean, just being consistent where you park is really, really helpful, I think. You know, we're just trying to hit as many towns as possible. It's really difficult because you have to get licensed, you have to get inspected, and so with a lot of the home rule sales tax in Colorado, that's proven to be very difficult. You know, we spend 3 months out of the year getting licensed for all of these different cities and states. You know, so it's proved to be challenging, but really we just there's not really a method to it. We want to serve everyone.
Yeah. Any plans for expansion in terms of numbers of trucks?
I think we're going to have 8 next year.
Wow.
And I'm curious.
Are you going to
about-
stay in the same 4 states, or are you going to expand states?
That's also in the talks right now. I think I really like, yeah, I don't know. I just like all states. As long as they buy my product.
All right, so exactly. God, I love you. So, why did you decide to do like 4 trucks in 4 states as opposed to 4 trucks, say, up and down the Front Range?
I think they were just throwing ideas at the wall. See what stuck.
I'm just fascinated because don't you have a
There is a method to the madness,
Okay.
but would it be wise for me to share this with everyone?
no, maybe, and if it's not, don't. But just from an outsider looking in, I would have thought that the distribution problems of trying to get your product
It is very,
into
very
4
difficult.
different states
It is very,
versus
very
4
difficult.
different.
And it may not be, you know, the best thing to do what we're doing. I have no idea. This is our 2nd year operating, and we can fail next year. Who knows? We can be out of business.
Are you making a profit?
We are.
Do it. Because a lot of people you hear, if they go into a food truck or a restaurant the first year,
Yeah.
you always hear, "Well, I don't get a paycheck."
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
you
I'm
know,
not rich by any means.
Right.
I have 2 pairs of jeans. I wear a black T-shirt every day, and that's all I own. And I still sleep on the floor.
Wait a minute, that's the Steve Jobs model.
Exactly.
I'm a smart man.
Decision about
Yeah, people who aren't worried about what they're wearing in the morning
Yes.
tend to have a better time
Right.
getting up, I suppose.
God, you
Not
are-
wasting time.
Can I adopt you?
You
No.
knew that was coming.
No.
On the Hook Fish and Chips.
Yes.
Now, here's what I want to make sure that everybody that's listening does, is that you, because I have a pretty good Facebook following.
Okay.
So I want everybody to get on Facebook and find On the Hook. Is that the way to search it?
On the Hook Fish and Chips, we have a blue logo with a white fish in the middle.
Right.
Okay.
And we have 45,000 likes. So it's the only one of its kind. Yeah, I'd be really thankful if people gave us a chance, and when they tried the product, you know, if it's not what you expected, be brutally honest.
And
But you have to keep up with your quality.
when you walk up to the truck in Colorado, I want you to tell whomever's at the window, Michael Brown sent me. I want to overwhelm that truck.
Hey, thank you so much.
And it's very good. It's a
Yeah.
very good product.
Hunter, thanks for coming in.
Hey, thank you so much.
It
I
was
really
a
appreciate
blast.
it.
It was a blast.
Yeah.
Hang on, everybody. We'll be right back. Do I have to connect the dots for you? This is a perfect song.
I was thinking Vegas.
Oh, love.
Yes.
No, I was thinking Beatles,
Then I was thinking
United Kingdom, fish and
because
chips.
Hunter was so awesome that she was playing that because we all fell in love with
Now,
Hunter.
we could have kept Hunter on,
We did.
but we were on a high note, and I truly do want to get Hunter back.
Yes, I do too.
And here's the other favor. This is a sincere
We all want to
favor.
adopt him.
We want to adopt him, but hang on. Since he's left, on the hook, fish and chips. Here we go.
And we were talking off air too, and he's a very astute young man.
very astute.
Is that the correct word? Doesn't sound right as it came out.
No, well, he's sharp.
Mm-hmm.
He is on his toes. Did he say this on the air or during the break? He's not afraid of failure. He doesn't want to fail,
Right.
but he's not afraid of it.
Right.
So many people don't take the step to do something because they're afraid of failing. Well, if you take the attitude that, I could fail, but if I do, I'm going to learn from it, you end up like Hunter.
I love that. I can just imagine these two college kids sitting there drinking beer, coming up with fish and chips.
And saying, we're sick of
Recipes.
school, let's
Yeah.
find
Oh, let's not do homework. Let's make some more fish and chips.
Chips.
Well, Dad'll send us some fish, and we'll play with that. You
yeah,
know?
yeah, because we happen to have a guy that's on a $44 million boat that has a 42, I forget whether it's 42 or 49 mile long line that they're
Hook,
trawling
yeah.
with,
Catching them fresh, flash freezing them.
catching them one by one,
Mm-hmm.
throwing them in. As he said, beheading them, slitting them, gutting them.
Boom.
The nano freeze and then the
Right.
flash freeze.
Right.
Boom.
Isn't that hilarious?
Wow.
I would have loved that. That would make a great movie of the
Okay,
week.
so it'll be too late for tonight, but tomorrow the On the Hook fish and chip truck will be at the Gilded Goat Brewing Company from 12 to 8 p.m. in Fort Collins.
Wow.
So anybody listening in Fort Collins, do me a favor, go to the On the Hook fish and chip truck between, obviously in the next hour, at the Golden Goat. The
Gilded Goat. I was like,
The
where do you
Gil-
see golden?
I can't. It's too small. The Gilded Goat Brewing Company in Fort Collins, and try it. And then I'm going to track him down and I'm going to go try it. But you've already been.
I have been.
And it was did you go just because it was in Frederick and you saw it? Or did you know about it beforehand or what?
I had seen it someplace else, but then I got a notice on the Nextdoor app. Have you been on the Nextdoor app?
Oh,
You
I
want
was
to be
on
a
the
nosy?
Nextdoor app today for
Yeah,
a
nosy
hilarious
neighbor.
story.
Is like, yeah. And they said, hey, this is going to be in our town. I'm like, what? Okay. We have a food truck in our town. So I decided to chance it and went over to where they said they were. And there they sat. And I was their last customer of the night.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I got stuck in traffic getting home. And it was just boom, boom, boom. Everybody was friendly, good service. People were happy they were there.
And to your point, first of all, we probably would not have had him on unless you had liked the food.
Right.
But to the point you made earlier, you took the food home. Mm-hmm. You let it sit on the kitchen
Yes, I
bar
fed the
or
dogs,
counter.
yeah.
You did all these other things, and
Played
you
in
were
the
like,
garden.
"Oh crap! I got some food over here." And
Exactly.
you opened it with trepidation.
Right. Like, oh, I'm going to have to reheat this. It's going to get soggy. I hadn't put any, malt vinegar on it or
Right.
anything. I hadn't put any tartar sauce or anything. And it's like, oh, it's going to be soggy. I'm like, I'm hungry. I'm still going to eat it. And it was still warm. It was still crisp. It was very odd. I've never had that with food that you bring home.
Because the reason I'm anxious to try it is a lot of the places that serve fish and chips in the United States, with the exception maybe on the coast, don't really do true traditional pub fish and chips like you get in the United Kingdom.
What is a traditional?
Well, let me put it this way. What you get here is either really thick, greasy batter,
Okay.
or it's a very thin batter, but still greasy. Like I won't name the restaurant, but there's one restaurant that serves burgers that they have a bird, and you sometimes I'll order the fish and chips, and I end up taking all the batter off just to eat the cod.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever tried Yorkshire?
No.
Oh, I can't believe you've never been there. It has been there since I was a child, and it's off of like 72nd and Pecos, like Pecos and I-36. And I don't think they've ever changed the oil. All they do is fish and chips.
I've seen. Okay.
It is
It's
amazing.
just south of 36 on Pecos. I've seen this place.
You have to go. It's been
Okay.
there forever.
Right.
And one of the things I really like about them is they serve the Crispies that have fallen off while they were, you know which ones I'm talking
Yes.
about? Oh,
Yeah,
I
they
could
do
just
that-
eat
they
a
do that
bowl
in
of
the United
those.
Kingdom,
Yeah, I could just eat a bowl of those.
Fried batter.
Basically.
But you know, I like sopapillas too. Fried bread.
fried
with
bread.
honey on it.
And so if people can't make it to On the Hook, they can try Yorkshire.
Hunter Andersen, On the Hook Fish and Chips food truck.
Amazing.
We'll post the link on the Facebook page so you can
And pictures.
and pictures and take a look at it.
I don't know if I took pictures of the food or not, so
I didn't. You just showed me the truck. You
Yeah.
just showed me the truck.
yeah. So
All right.
fish
What
and
do you want
chips.
to talk about next?
I don't know. I got my 23andMe back.
And
Guess. Just take a wild guess on how it came back.
only 1% Irish and 99% African American.
Remember, what was my wish? I said, I'm hoping for
I don't remember.
Viking.
Oh yeah, Viking. That's right. You wanted to be a Neanderthal.
It came back. Even my mom was laughing.
Almost 49% British Irish, 17% French and German, 13% Scandinavian.
Norway, yay! I'm a Viking.
Almost 20% broadly Northwestern European, 1.2% broadly European. Let's
Yes.
just say you're just Irish.
I'm just Irish.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're just Irish.
Because the Vikings came over, and
Yeah.
that's where the red hair came from. And
May I scroll through this?
sure.
Your ancestry timeline, generation.
I am uber healthy. The only thing that they found a gene,
But
I had
physically, but what about mentally?
well,
Did they do that?
after landing on my face last week. I'm uber healthy. They do all the genes to see if you have a genetic health, basically, a
Right.
genetic health report.
Yeah.
Everything came back, you don't have this, you don't have this, you don't have this. I might have a slight tendency to get age onset, as you age, macular degeneration,
Oh, okay.
which
Well,
runs in my family. So
you kind of.
but I
knew
don't
that,
really.
but-
It says, well, you may not get it, but everything else is healthy, healthy, healthy. It says that I have the muscles of an elite power athlete. It does. Even Angie's like, what?
What? Yeah, okay.
I don't buy it
You had me till you said that. Here's why you like this.
because of the
Because
Irish.
I went back to the reports, and all I can see is Neanderthal ancestry. That's what you're excited about.
No, I'm excited about the Vikings.
More Neanderthal variants than 91% of their customers.
Yay. There's another gentleman in this building who had the same thing, who had the same Neanderthal.
Yeah.
But wouldn't we all have it?
I don't know. No. No.
Have you done yours?
It's funny you ask. I've hinted that I might want to have that for a Father's Day gift. So I don't know whether Tamara or one of the kids are going to do it or not.
I would
don't
do the
know.
health one.
I asked for the help.
It's not that expensive.
Well, I just wanted to compare it to what Dr. Grossman's, because he's done all of that chromosome and DNA stuff.
Well, and they also give you certain traits that come with your DNA genes,
Yes.
and none of them match on mine. It's pretty funny.
All right. Figure out what we're going to talk about next.
Oh, I have a situation we need to talk about.
Oh, that can't be good.
You're listening to The Michael Brown Show.
If you're on Facebook, be sure and check out On the Hook. I've just become I'm the Pied
Enamored.
Piper now. The food could absolutely suck, and I still
doesn't.
want you to go because I want you to support this young man and his endeavors.
Well, I don't think he'd be popular if the food sucked.
Right. Well, you wouldn't have asked him on if the food sucked.
Right.
You wouldn't have brought it. Well, maybe you would have if the food had sucked. You would have brought him in here so you could rip him a new one because I know you because that's in your DNA.
That's in my DNA.
It's in that DNA.
My Viking in me.
That's right.
Don't
Bring him in
mess
here.
with the Viking.
Bring him in here so we can behead him.
Well, now I know why I cry at How to Train Your Dragon. Every time I see that, I bawl my eyes
You
out.
cry when I cross my eyes at you.
I do not. Well, I'm Irish. Did you see how much Irish is in me?
Yes.
I'm not drinking, I'm crying.
Anyway, welcome back to the Let's Eat segment of the Michael Brown Show. Happy Friday. That's Lori Lynn Barker. What you got?
You were ready for this?
I don't know.
So last weekend, family get-together, birthday get-together. So
Yep.
it was mixed family. It was in-law
okay.
family
That's
and
bad right
family,
there.
family.
And that's,
Some people didn't know other people, that kind of
Yep.
get-together.
but everybody knew you.
No, they didn't. No.
But they did when it was over with.
No, I'm the kind of person that like, oh, okay, well, I have a microphone, so here, let me write that down.
And now here we are.
And here we are. I actually looked at my niece and I'm like, oh, this is going to be a really good topic. And she's like, I know, right, Aunt Lori? I'm like, awesome. So it was a birthday party. My mother provided the cake. 2 cakes, in fact, 1 chocolate, 1 German chocolate. And we're like, yay, Mom's great. We love Mom. Yay. So as she was serving the cake, a child came up to her and asked her if there were any nuts or eggs in the cake.
How old is this child?
Probably about 8 or 9.
Old enough to beat.
So my mom's like, well, I know there's no nuts, but it's chocolate cake.
Cake,
I'm
so,
pretty sure
yeah.
there's eggs. And my mom didn't say it that way. She
Right.
was a nice, sweet mom,
Yeah.
And so
Did you
the
observe this?
I did, actually. I actually
I would love
watched
to have had
it.
a blood pressure monitor on you.
My niece and I were both watching this, right? So now my mom has to tell this child that there is no cake for him. None. 0, right? Because whatever mom and dad, decided, maybe he does have the allergies. I'm not sure. Been told different. That's another family story.
Been told differently. I love it.
So he goes back to his mom and dad. Oh, it does have nuts and eggs in it. The parents get put out. What do you mean it has nuts and eggs? Don't they? And I'm like, we're all sitting there going, we have never met you. You did not come up and introduce yourself at the beginning of the picnic. They were mad because my mother did not provide cake that didn't have nuts and or eggs in it.
Well, your mother is a horrendous human being. Because
My mom, if my mom would have known, had any
she would have done.
she would have bought a cake the size of this
Right.
table for this
Yeah.
child. Yeah. So my thing is whose responsibility is it? I thought it was the parents. If you were going to not, what I'm saying, if you're going to bring your child to this situation, either tell people
Right.
or
Or-
provide your own.
Or provide your own.
Mm-hmm.
Or explain to the child, we're going to a public event.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what's going to be served.
So we're bringing your own cake.
Yeah. And if we're not bringing your own cake,
Mm-hmm.
you may not be able to partake in the refreshments, you little.
Well, from my understanding, I'm just like pouring out the family stuff. They are kind of food snobs. We only eat organic. Really? Because I'm sure that hot dog was organic that I just saw you wolf down. And so this is all my family. It was a family. It wasn't my family. So that's a good thing, right? It wasn't.
No, yeah, you told me before it was part of your family. Your mother was there.
My mother didn't even know that these people were getting their noses bent out of shape. It was my niece and I that were sitting there going, is that woman really mad
wanna
at
meet your
Grandma
niece.
or my mom?
I want to meet your niece, too. Sing it, Kate.